Talking about 2025, we have to big up Donald Trump for, coming through on his promise. Donald Trump pardons founder of Silk Road drug site. Free Ross Ulbricht. He's finally free. Great to see. Courtesy of the Financial Times, Donald Trump has pardoned Ross Ulbricht, who was sentenced to life in prison in 2015 for masterminding an online marketplace for illegal drugs and hacking services. The scum that worked to convict him, says Donald Trump, were some of the same lunatics who were involved in the modern-day weaponization of government against me. Donald Trump on Truth Social. During Ulbricht's trial, U.S. prosecutors said that he had built an anonymous marketplace known as Silk Road to exploit anonymity on the dark web and digital currency Bitcoin. At the time, the case attracted attention of Bitcoin evangelists and libertarian groups who claimed the government was trying to turn the web hosting into a criminal activity. Announcing the pardon, Trump said that he was an honor for the libertarian movement, which supported me so strongly. Trump had pledged to pardon Ulbricht, who was arrested in 2013 at a Libertarian Political Party National Convention last May. And he followed through on it. Big up him. I was a big fan of Pirate Bay. I think I used Pirate Bay a couple of times when it was around. I was more of an Alpha Bay, Evolution type of guy when Darknet markets were the thing. Unfortunately, not the thing anymore, but I did love how Darknet markets essentially kind of ushered in this new dawn of like drug safety, it felt like. Because of the review systems that set up on there, it kind of incentivized the sellers to not cut their stuff with horrible shit and sell good shit, because the better results, the better reviews you got, the more people were prone to buy your stuff. So it was on the seller, it was on the vendors to be on it and be selling better things and not having their shit be bunk or cut with horrible shit. So the darknet markets, I think, revolutionized drug safety in that respect, and also probably helped people to refine their taste, if that makes any sense, when it comes to Class A substances, and know what's good and know what's bad. And in the early days of darknet markets, some of the forums attached to them were fucking brilliant resource to find like new sellers, to see sometimes what do you call it, what would they call them? I think they call them like high reports or something. People would buy some drug and they'd write their experience. They'd write like a little diary. Okay, first dose, ingested this at this time. Then they'll write an update an hour later, like add pictures. That was fucking brilliant. Some of the stories were fucking hilarious, especially guys like who went out and got like, and got a little bit leery in the streets and did some other, maybe non-forgivable things. But it was a really good resource to have out there. Obviously, when Pirate Bay got taken down, I think it scared everybody. I think Ross Ulbricht too had to take a lot of responsibility for this, because his op spec was horrible with Pirate Bay. His op spec was horrible. I think he had his real name linked to his profile on the site, email. He was accessing the account through a library around the corner from his house when he got arrested. He didn't shut down the computer when he got arrested. They were able to access his account and the back door of Silk Road. Silk Road. And they were able to kind of get into his Bitcoin account. At the time, I think he had like 14 million, Bitcoin. If he had it now, no. So I think he had 22 million Bitcoin worth. If that Bitcoin, he still had it now, it would be worth like 14 billion. I read somewhere. It would be worth 14 billion. That same Bitcoin I got take away from him. There are some people that are suggesting that there's like this dormant Bitcoin wallet that went live, or someone tried to access it recently. It's been dormant since the time that he kind of got arrested, that had a bit of money in it as well. So people are saying that he probably has some Bitcoin stashed somewhere, which he's deserving of, because he revolutionized the darknet markets and that whole industry as well at the time. So, if he does have some there, he's able to kind of keep it out of the line of fucking law enforcement, and more power to him. But it was really great to see Donald Trump follow through on his promise and free this guy, because the 2 life sentences that he got, the life sentence that he got was fucking crazy. A life sentence that maybe he should have got some time in prison, because there was that story, which he didn't get convicted for actually, which was weird, where he tried to allegedly off one of his co-founders. It was fucking hilarious. Like, I read the book about it. I listened to the podcast. I was there when it was happening. This whole thing was playing out. I was, a part of the fucking community and posting in certain places. But man, allegedly he tried to hire a hitman to kind of kill. Allegedly, he didn't get convicted for that in the end. But he was moving a bit mad, and I think the Times sat down since 2013. That's probably matured him. He's gonna come out a much better man, and cryptocurrency and all that sort of stuff is in a whole different place now. He's definitely gonna be one of the forerunners in it. He's like, eventually when he gets on Rogan, it's gonna be fucking crazy. He's probably gonna go to all the big Bitcoin, cryptocurrency conferences. Like he's gonna be a big, you know what I mean? He's done. He's okay. He's gonna be perfectly fine. And he deserves it because he's a fucking pioneer. I'm really, really happy for him. So good to see Ross Ulbricht is out. And he did a post on Twitter actually recently with a picture that says freedom here as he's leaving jail in his grey sweatsuit and his little plant that he was probably nursing while he was in there. Looking really happy, clean shaven, and absolutely over the moon that he's out and free. So really happy for Ross Ulbricht. And he obviously also released a video thanking Donald Trump for freeing him, which I'm going to play here as well. Big up Ross Ulbricht. Great to see him out. Great to see him out. Let's play the video of him thanking President Donald Trump. One moment as I get it to load.
Last night, Donald Trump granted me a full pardon. I was doing life without parole, and I was locked up for more than 11 years.
Wow.
But he let me out.
You know, it's that long, man.
I'm a free man now.
Congratulations.
So let it be known that Donald Trump is a man of his word. Thank you so much, President Trump, for giving me this amazing blessing. I am so, so grateful to have my life back, to have my future back, to have this second chance. This is such an important moment for me and for my whole family. It's an important moment for everybody who's been working for this for years. This is a victory, and it's your victory too. And this is an important moment for everybody, everywhere, who loves freedom and who cares about second chances.
It's so emotional. Bless him. Bless him, man. Bless him. 11 years.
Feels amazing.
11 years.
Free, to say the least.
Exactly.
It's overwhelming, and for the next however long we need, I'm going to be with my family.
Amazing.
So that we can reunite and be whole again and heal. But there's a lot to talk about, and I look forward to re-engaging with the free world. And so once I'm feeling up to it, we'll talk again.
That's something that's something I never thought about until he mentioned it. How hard it is to adjust once you're out. You don't immediately want to go and share your story and get in front of the camera and start talking. You've been 11 years locked up. I think for a lot of it, he was in solitary confinement as well. I remember his conditions were horrible. I remember when he first got in, he was very gaunt. I think he might have went on a fucking protest and wasn't eating or something. He was getting treated pretty poorly in the prison. Like he was going through it, man. He was fucking going through it. So I'm glad to see that he's out and looking good. Big up Chris Mack on the stream chat as well. Pirate Bay is a torrent site, AZ. The Darknet market was called Silk. Yeah, sorry, I got mistaken. I meant the one that I used was called Alpha Bay. There was a Darknet market back in the day that I used called Alpha Bay before actually Evolution. I think Evolution came after Alpha Bay, but I used to use Alpha Bay a lot. Alpha Bay was the one. If you know about Darknet markets, you know about Alpha Bay. Alpha Bay was the fucking one, bro. Some of the stuff that I got on there, like subway codes, flights and stuff, like, yo, I was going crazy. Like that back in the day, there was like this Amazon refund thing that used to get on there, like loads of mad services. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Alpha Bay back in the day, Alpha Bay and Evolution, Darknet markets, fucking astonishing. What's the other one? I think the other one was called Agnora. Was it Agnora or Anora? One of those kind of names I used to go on back in the day as well. Like some good shit, man. Some good shit. Some good shit, bro. Amazon refunds. There was like this thing for a shop where you got this loyalty points where you can exchange for fucking shopping credit and shit. Yo, I got some stuff on there. I got some stuff. Let's just say that. So big up the people in the Darknets. Now Darknets don't really exist anymore. Darknet markets have kind of died. They're not really as prominent anymore. People now go directly, I think, to kind of like sellers and vendors, mostly on like places like Telegram and shit. I'm sure there's some Darknet markets that still exist, but I don't really see people talking about Darknet markets too much. And there was also this blog too. I forgot the blog's name, but there was a blog that someone used to write. I forgot the blog's name, but there was a blog that used to like do updates on Darknets and like do updates on sellers that got arrested. I remember, and a lot of UK sellers were going down at the time that fucking big bust happened with EncroChat, and they'd be posting updates about, oh yeah, this prominent seller on this Darknet market got arrested recently. I forgot the website, what it was called. It was like a blog update thing. It was a pretty sick one I used to check back in the day. But yeah, I was on tour from the jump. I was on tour super early. I was on all these fucking places super early, Silk Road super early. And yeah, man, like it's good to see him free, to be honest. Like decentralized places, people can buy and sell whatever they want. And just allow humans and adults to be fucking adults, man. All this babying of people when it comes to illicit drugs is fucking annoying as well. Like people that want to do it are gonna do it anyway. So you might as well allow them a space where it's somewhat safe and they can get the actual real thing. Because one of the things, especially in the UK, especially in London, the quality of stuff on the road is horrendous. People are rolling the dice. So I think the darknet markets were. I wouldn't surprise me if there was an outsized amount of people in the UK who were using darknet markets because the quality of stuff on the streets was so bad. Drug dealers were taking the piss with people because there was no other place to go. So as soon as darknet markets came about and people were able to buy stuff directly from like, just regular people, because a lot of the people that got arrested sometimes who were big sellers on those darknet markets, when you saw their pictures, they're just regular people. They weren't goons. Most of them were white as well, which is really surprising. But most of them were white. They weren't even black kids. So it's like regular adults who just kind of had like a little side hustle. But obviously some of them got caught due to poor op spec, due to being a bit greedy and trying to import way too much stuff and stuff that kind of got flagged. And obviously EncroChat kind of killed a lot of those guys as well. But darknet markets were so sick. I love the community around them. Way better than I do the Telegram sort of stuff. It's a little bit scammy and shit. But once Silk Road went down, and I think another prominent one also did that thing where I wouldn't call it a rug pull, but it happened a lot with darknet markets where somebody where the owner of the market will just one day decide to scam everybody. I'm not sure what it was called. There's a term for it, where whoever owned the site would just like scam everybody. And what they'll do is, because in the darknet markets, your money would go one encro on what's that thing where it holds? I forgot the term for it. But if you bought something on a darknet market, it would kind of be stored in the fucking site, and then when you marked it as delivered, the money would be released. The Bitcoin would get released to the vendor. So some owners of darknet markets would just one day wake up and think, okay, there's a good amount of money here that's in fucking whatever that term is. I forgot the term is, where the money is like in the middle before it comes to the vendor, and it'll just fucking delete the site and just pull the money out and send it to their fucking wallet. Crazy. It happens so often. And then I think vendors got scared of that, obviously, because they're losing a bunch of money. So they just stopped selling on there, and then they started selling directly, having their own sites. I remember a couple of vendors having their own sites on Tor that you could access to actually buy stuff, like their own actual sites that you could use and shit. That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, the death of darknet markets definitely was spearheaded, I guess, by the takedown of Silk Road. But Ross Ulbricht is a fucking pioneer, a legend, and I'm glad to see he's free. I'm glad to see he is free. Big up Ross Ulbricht. Big up Ross Bloodclot. Ross Ulbricht. Moving on. We also got a picture here courtesy of him actually with his family. And then last post here, it says, thanks to Donald Trump pardon, Ross got to hug his wife, mum, dad, sister outside the walls of prison. The past 36 years have been a complete whirlwind, and we keep pinching ourselves to make sure we're not dreaming. So much gratitude, love, and hope for what's to come. Thank you for all the messages. We can't reply to everybody, but no, it means so much to us. So beautiful, man. So beautiful. Look at that. Hugging everybody's like, oh, that must have been awesome. What a good feeling, man. He had life in prison, and he got pardoned after 11 years. Oh, it must feel fucking beautiful. He's still got his life ahead of him. They've obviously taken a lot of his life, but 11 years is no joke. But Jesus, man, life in prison, Honestly, some PDFs, some murderers don't get fucking life. And this guy that ran a fucking decentralized, online store basically where you could sell and buy and sell anything, got put in prison for life. Maybe even 10 years would have been appropriate, but life. Come on, man. Big up Chris Mack. Yeah, exit scam. That's the one. Yeah, it's called exit scam. Yeah, exit scam was one of the things that also brought it down. Obviously, Silk Road going down scared a lot of people, but the exit scamming was big around the Alpha Bay evolution times when I was using a lot of darknet markets. People were getting very scared of you'd like even I think even I got stung once. I bought something and never come because the site went on the exit scam and everybody kind of lost their money. So that was really annoying. And I think some websites then decided not to put I think is it Encro? I think it might be Encro. Is it Encro? Or Encro, not EncroChat. I don't know what the word is. But there's a word where the money is kind of in the middle. But I think some sellers would then only sell on certain sites that didn't have that feature, where if you sent the money, it went directly to them. But obviously that increased maybe hesitancy on buyers' ends because there wasn't the ability to kind of hold the stuff there. But yeah, regardless, big up Ross Ulbricht. Happy he's out. I'm so happy he's out.